Okay, so for today's look, we're going to be using the Wet n Wild Cushion Foundation in Nude Beige. This foundation is a little bit more sheer and it's definitely dewy, which is exactly the type of look that Meghan normally goes for. She's definitely got a nice glow to her skin, doesn't look super matte. And also, this foundation is not full coverage, which I know she likes to show her freckles, so this should pretty much resemble the look that she did for foundation. So for concealer, I'm going to be using the Physicians Formula, their new foundation. I like this because, again, it's hydrating, and this gives a little bit more coverage, so underneath my eyes and on any other spots, I like to just put a little bit of it just to conceal a little bit more because, again, that foundation from Wet n Wild is not completely full coverage. Oh, you love that face. So I'm just going to blend that in with my Real Techniques blending sponge. And then we'll move on to the bronzing and blush and highlighter section. So I'm going to be using the new limited edition Butter Bronzer palette. I know it's limited edition, but the bronzer is the deep bronzer in there, and also Wet n Wild's blush brush. And you want to make sure to wipe off the powder on the back of your hand and kind of go in swooping and swirling motions. I know it looks like I'm just kind of going in a straight line, but I really am swirling the dark or deep bronzer from Physicians Formula in my the hollows of my cheek there, and again just wiping off the excess on my hand. And I like to use a smaller brush just towards the back of my cheekbones, just so that I don't have half my face covered in bronzer. Okay, so then we're going to use the golden bronzer from Physicians Formula, and I'm going to use a little bit bigger of a brush just because this gives more of a golden sheen, so it's not necessarily going to lay down a whole lot of like darker, shadowy or pigment. And I'm going to take that more golden shade of bronzer on my nose, just down the sides and on the tip of my nose. I don't want to use the darker shade just because I want to keep this a little bit lighter in, contour and bronzing, because Meghan's look isn't really contoured. It's just really soft and pretty, and that's what I want to keep this look as. And I'm just going to blend down my chin with that bigger brush. Again, it doesn't have any more bronzer added to it. It's just whatever's left over. Okay, so now I'm going to be using the Soap & Glory highlighter and using a flat tip brush from Wet n Wild. And I'm basically going to just be putting it over the tops of my cheekbones and over my eyebrows, just to kind of give a glow all over the face. And I like to do this first before blush because I feel like if you put it on over blush, sometimes highlighters don't look completely blended in. And then I'm just going to take it down the bridge of my nose. Again, just want this to be really soft and blended in. And I like to also take it on top of my eyelids just to kind of set the foundation that I use to conceal any veins. And now we're going to take a bigger blush brush from Wet n Wild, singing to myself. And we're using the Blush Vintage Rouge from Physicians Formula. And again, you want to wipe off the excess, and you don't want to apply too much pressure because this blush, again, is a very soft look. You don't want to apply too much pigment, just for a nice softer touch. So now we're moving on to eyeshadow, using a Clinique Trio and also Almay's new palette, Naturalista palette, which are a lot of more neutral tones. So we're going to take that white shade and apply it all over the lid with a fluffy eyeshadow brush. Again, I don't want a super, super bright highlight on my underneath my eyebrow, so this works really well and it's really natural. Then we're going to take that medium brown taupey shade and we're going to switch out our brush actually. This fluffy brush wasn't working, so this is a more flat shading brush, and I want to put this just on the eyelid and a little bit into the crease, but not extending it all the way up to the brow bone. So what we're going to do is take that darkest shade in the trio and we're going to apply it over that lighter taupier shade, just kind of deepening it up just a little bit. Again, this is not supposed to be a dramatic smoky eye. So next we're going to take a little pencil brush and I'm going to grab the darkest brown, almost black shade, and you want to line your eyelid with this shade, and then you want to kind of smudge it and smoke it out. Again, nothing too harsh or dramatic. Then you're just going to smudge a little bit of that dark brown shade underneath your eyes. Make sure everything is well blended. So now we're going to take the Wet n Wild eyebrow pencil. It's one of those ones that's the triangular tip. And I'm going to just fill in my eyebrows. And I noticed that even though her makeup is very soft, Meghan always has a very defined eyebrow. So that's what we're going to do today. And then we're just going to blend and look at those lips. And now I'm just taking some mascara. I like this one from L'Oreal. It's a double-ended, but I'm only using the mascara part of it. I'm not using the fiber side. And then I'm going to apply lashes. These are actually the, jeez. Oh, there we go. These are the magnetic lashes from Ardell. I think they're the Accents #1. Here's the finished look. I just added the e.l.f. lip oil in pink and hope you guys like it. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.